Ahoy, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. In this episode, I hope everybody's going to learn a little something out of it. Who knows? It's just the topic that seems to confuse the hell out of everybody. So we're just going to chill here for a couple of minutes, see if a couple more people show up. We'll start into the meat of everything at about 10 minutes after. That's when we're going to get started on the meat. So tomorrow at midnight, Central Time, of course, I'm going to be doing this little thing where I'm going to run a Kent Hovind video that I have not watched and live react to it. It's why Satanism should go away or something like that. I can't remember the exact title of it, but I'm going to check it out tomorrow live. Haven't watched it, just saw a blurb come up on my YouTube about it. Thought it'd be something fun to do. But tonight's going to be fun. Hopefully, we can get things going. So, we'll get there. No worries. Looks like they updated the YouTube interface to do some stuff like the rival, TT. They have that little symbol next to the chat now that has a heart on it. You can do a smiley face. You can do a party horn, a huh? And a 100. Kind of cool. But of course, if you put in any emojis you put in will appear on screen. So, oh, and I got this all set up for tonight and realized I was in the wrong studio scenes. So we're reusing my late night in the grotto scenes to run this. No big deal. So another 2 to 3 minutes, we'll get the party going. I learned a few things when I was going through and making this video today, or this script tonight for the video. It's going to be fun. And I learned how to pronounce a person's name. That's the fun part, is when you learn how to pronounce a person's name. What I need to know out there is if anybody's out there, does my sound coming through okay? Is check 1 2 1 2. Is it coming in clear? Am I fading out when I set back a little bit? All that type of fun stuff. Just let me know. Still looking for guests to appear with me on the show. Send me an email. Link is in the show notes for the email. But, you know, we're about ready to kick off here. Just watching the time. Time ticks away for no one. All right, we'll get her started about now. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's get my mouse set up right, and here we go. Alrighty. Welcome to the third episode of the Infernal Diatribe. Tonight, we're going to discuss satanic symbols that hold a distinct place in religious and cultural discourse, often sparking curiosity, controversy, and debate. These symbols carry significant meaning within Satanism. While perceptions of satanic symbols vary widely, they have become emblematic of this alternative philosophy movement and have been the subject of both sensationalized media portrayals and deeper explorations into the complexities of human belief and religious expression. Understanding the significance and historical context of satanic symbols requires an examination of diverse interpretations and cultural influences that surround them. So, in this discussion, our focus will be on 4 specific satanic symbols: the upside-down cross, the Leviathan cross, the Sigil of Baphomet, and the Sigil of Lucifer. These symbols have garnered significant attention and hold unique meaning within the realm of satanic symbolism. By exploring their origins, symbolism, and cultural associations, we aim to deepen an understanding of their significance within the context of Satanism. So, let us delve into the intriguing nature of these selected satanic symbols. So we're going to start off with the upside-down cross. Also known as the inverted cross, has a complex origins and carries different meaning depending on the context in which it is used. It is associated with Satanism in a relatively recent... Its association with Satanism is a relatively recent development and is not its original or primary meaning. So, historically, the upside-down cross has been associated with St. Peter, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus in the Christian tradition. According to early Christian tradition, St. Peter was crucified upside down, considering himself unworthy to be crucified in the same manner of his master. As a result, the inverted cross became a symbol of humility and self-sacrifice in certain Christian denominations. However, in more recent times, the upside-down cross has been adopted as a provocative and anti-establishment symbol by some individuals and groups, including some within the realm of Satanism. In this context, it is often used as a representation of rebellion, opposition to religious norms, or rejection of traditional Christian values, if you can call them values. Something you should know is that the interpretation and use of the upside-down cross can vary greatly depending on the individual or group employing it. Therefore, you should consider the specific. Anybody else have trouble saying specific? Specific context and intent behind the usage when trying to understand its meaning. So, we got the upside-down cross. You see it everywhere. People go, it's a satanic symbol. Actually, it's a Christian symbol. But, hey, you do you, boo, if you want to use it as a symbol of rebellion. I don't care. Next up, we have, let's see here. Where's my notes? There they are. The Sigil of Baphomet, a symbol associated with certain branches of modern Satanism. Well, there's only one type of Satanism. I messed up on not editing the branches part out. It has its origins in the writings of philosophy of occultist and magician Eliphas Levi, born Alphonse Louis Constant in the 19th century. Levi depicted the Sigil of Baphomet in his book. Oof, here comes the Latin, folks. Get ready for somebody who can't speak Latin. Dogma. Okay. Dogme et rituel de la haute magie. Dogma and Ritual of High Magic. Published in 1856, so it's not that old. He described it as a representation of the divine symbolic figure of Baphomet, a deity that Levi considered to embody both light and darkness, representing the harmonization of opposites. The Sigil of Baphomet consists of various interwoven symbols. It typically depicts a pentagram, with the head of the goat, known as the goat of Mendez or the sabbatic goat within it. The goat's head is often depicted with horns, a beard, and a pentagram inscribed on its forehead, or in this case, it's part of the thing. Over time, the Sigil of Baphomet gained recognition and was adopted by contemporary satanic and occultist groups. Not just Satanists, but occultists use it. Oh, and by the way, a little fun fact about the word occult. It means hidden, people. It doesn't mean something weird. It doesn't mean cult. It means hidden. All right, so we're going to start that paragraph over. Over time, the Sigil of Baphomet gained recognition and was adopted by some contemporary satanic and occultist groups as a representation of their beliefs and principles. Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan and author of the Satanic Bible, provided his own interpretation of the Sigil of Baphomet. LaVey saw the sigil as a representation of elder gods or dark gods in his satanic cosmology, which he used within the realms of ritual. We're going to have an entire episode on ritual because ritual is something that is not very well understood. Goodbye, Nightbot. Within the context of Satanism. But we will get to that in another episode. Anyway, according to LaVey, the Sigil of Baphomet embodies the essence of Satanism and represents the carnal, primal, and rebellious nature of humanity. He considered it a symbol of individualism, freedom, and indulgence, reflecting the core tenets of his philosophy. In LaVey's interpretation, the inverted pentagram within the sigil represents the physical world triumphing over the spiritual, rejecting what he saw as repressive forces of conventional religious morality. The goat's head within the pentagram symbolized the scapegoat of the ages, representing man's untamed and instinctual nature. The inclusion of those words around it, those symbols around it, it's the word in Hebrew, Leviathan, which can also be traced back to the influence of occultist Eliphas Levi. I'm going to pronounce that name different ways every time I read it. Levi incorporated various Hebrew letters and mystical elements into his works, and the word Leviathan serves as a reference to a mythical sea monster mentioned in Hebrew and Christian texts. Yay! In Hebrew, Leviathan refers to a primordial sea creature described in the Bible, particularly in the book of Job and Psalms. It is often depicted as a powerful and monstrous creature, symbolizing chaos, primordial forces, and the untamed aspects of nature. The inclusion of Leviathan in the Sigil of Baphomet can be interpreted as a representation of the primal and rebellious nature associated with the satanic philosophy. It adds to an overall symbolism of mystical qualities of the symbol, emphasizing the themes of power, chaos, and primordial aspects of existence. Well, we're going to make it a little bit of a note here about the use of the Hebrew in occult symbols. It's not exclusive to the Sigil of Baphomet. Hebrew has a long history in mystical and esoteric traditions, and its letters and words are often employed for their perceived inherent power and significance within those contexts because of how much Hebrew has influenced our modern thought. That's also the reason why we are Satanists, because the word Satan comes from Hebrew. But we'll get into that another time. Let's go ahead and move on to the Leviathan cross. It's also known as the cross of the Leviathan, or the cross of Satan. It is a symbol that originated within modern occult and satanic communities. The symbol is named after Leviathan, that previously mentioned mystical sea creature. And it is found in various religious texts, including the Bible, of course. But you'll also find Leviathan mentioned in other religious texts. I just can't name any off the top of my head. Leviathan is often associated with chaos, primal forces, and untamed aspects of nature. Once again, we're just emphasizing that. Now, we're going to go over the way this thing is laid out. It's kind of cool. The Leviathan cross consists of a stylized double cross with additional curved or spiral lines intersecting at the center. The upper crossbar represents the arms of Satan, while the lower crossbar represents the earth and physical existence. The curved lines can be seen as representing the coiling of the serpent or the intertwined forces of darkness and chaos. While the specific origins and creators of the Leviathan cross are unclear, it has gained popularity and recognition within contemporary satanic and some occult communities. Remember, occult just means hidden or disguised or anything like that when it comes to the metaphysical. Just to give a little bit of a reminder, we'll leave this up for about 20 seconds. Just giving you the definition again because it's a very misunderstood word. It has become a symbol embraced by some individuals identifying with Satanism or who find resonance in the themes of rebellion, darkness, and the symbolic representation of Leviathan. Now, you should note that, as with many contemporary symbols, the meaning and interpretation of Leviathan cross can vary amongst those who use it, and its significance is shaped by the context in which it is used. Hi, Aunt Jer. Don't worry about being late. Let's see here. So, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into it here. It's the upper crossbar. The upper crossbar represents the arms of Satan. It is often associated with rebellion, defiance, and opposition to traditional religious and societal norms. It symbolizes the individual's rejection of external authority and embraces personal freedom. The lower crossbar represents the earth or physical existence. It signifies the earthly realm, materiality, and the carnal nature of humanity. It represents the pursuit of earthly desires and indulgence in worldly pleasures. Ooh, you set me on fire there, Aunt Jer. So the curved lines, or the spiral lines that intersect at the center at the bottom of the cross, can be interpreted in different ways. They can represent the coiling of the serpent, symbolizing chaos, transformation in the primal forces of the universe. They can also be seen as representing the intertwining or entwined forces of darkness, rebellion, and the untamed aspects of nature. Overall, the Leviathan cross embodies the themes of individualism, rebellion, and carnal nature of humanity. And the chaotic forces that exist beyond conventional boundaries, it is a symbol often embraced by individuals or groups who identify with satanic philosophies, emphasizing personal freedom, self-indulgence, and the rejection of societal constraints. It is important to note here that the interpretations of the symbol, again, vary amongst those who use it, and what role it plays in the meaning ascribed to the different parts of the Leviathan cross are also determined how the person views it. Ooh, had a little bit of a stutter there, sorry. So, we've gone over so far 1, 2, are we on 3? Yes. So we're on the last one. This one is the fun one. It really has nothing to do with Satanism, but a lot of Satanists like it. So let's get into it. The Sigil of Lucifer is primarily associated with Luciferianism and some occult traditions. It can be adopted or incorporated by some individuals within Satanism. The specific, there it goes with that damn word again, the specific association between the Sigil of Lucifer and Satanism can vary depending on the interpretation and beliefs of those who use it. In some satanic context, the figure of Lucifer is seen as a symbol of individualism and enlightenment in the pursuit of personal desires and freedoms. These interpretations may emphasize Lucifer as a metaphorical figure representing rebellion against religious or societal norms, similar to the portrayal of Satan as a symbol of defiance in the Satanic philosophy. So, certain individuals within Satanism, the sigil of Lucifer may be used as representing these principles. It can be seen as a visual embodiment in the pursuit of personal enlightenment, knowledge, and the rejection of oppressive authority. Hello, squirrel. Got distracted for a second. So the sigil of Lucifer within Satanism is not universal among Satanists. Satanism is a very individualistic movement, and different views, beliefs, and interpretations are found within it. Some satanic practitioners may embrace other symbols or have different perspectives of the significance of Lucifer or the use of the sigil of Lucifer within their practice. Therefore, the association between the sigil of Lucifer and Satanism should be considered within those specific contexts of the person using it. It does look like a cat face. It does. So, oops. Gonna have to go back to the other scene. Sorry. Messed up. Lost my place, too. What do you think so far? Are you enjoying it? I know that it's a lot of stuff to take in, and the symbols are very powerful with any type of use of ritual, within any type of circumstances. So, yeah, I have attention deficit. Whoa, squirrel. Agreed. So now we're going to look at how the satanic symbols are used within Satanism. They're used to convey and reinforce various aspects of satanic beliefs, practices, and identity. Their usage can vary amongst the different individuals within Satanism, but here are some common ways in which the satanic symbols are employed. Representation of identification. Satanic symbols serve as a visual representation or identifiers for Satanists. They can be used to signal one's affiliation with Satanism and to establish, and here comes that word that Reaper hates, to establish a sense of community and identity among like-minded individuals. It can also be used in rituals and ceremonies, where the role they are in this role they are often incorporated into ritual objects, altars, and ceremonial spaces, creating a symbolic and sacred or unsacred environment. Satanic rituals may involve the invocation or evocation of specific forces. Usually, we know this, we're going to get into rituals, but when we're talking about rituals within Satanism, it is psychodrama. So you do invoke certain names of deities and forces and symbols associated with them to help facilitate the connection with those energies. And again, this is just to help you visualize things. Personal empowerment. Satanic symbols can be employed as a tool of personal empowerment and self-expression. They can serve as reminders of satanic principles, encouraging individuals to embrace their own desires, individuality, and personal freedoms. Get my rhythm going so I'm not stuttering. Esoteric knowledge and exploration. Satanic symbols can be used in the exploration of esoteric knowledge and practices, if you're into that type of thing. They may act as keys or gateways to accessing hidden realms, deepening one's understanding of the occult teachings and unlocking personal spiritual insights. Now, this is if you're really into the occult side of things. I'm not. And finally, aesthetic and cultural expression. Satanic symbols have become culturally significant and can be embraced for their aesthetic appeal and countercultural symbolism. They are often incorporated into art, music, fashion, and other forms of creative expression as a means of challenging societal norms and exploring alternative perspectives. Remember, symbolism within Satanism is often subjective, and personal interpretation plays a crucial role in the significance of ascribed to specific symbols within one's own practice. Remember, Satanism is very individualistic, so I wear a Sigil of Baphomet necklace that has a Leviathan sigil on the back of it, just to remind me of a lot of things that are within Satanism. Now comes the fun part. Are you ready for this? What cultural impact have these four satanic symbols had on the world? The four satanic symbols, the upside-down cross, the Sigil of Baphomet, and the Sigil of Lucifer, and the Leviathan cross, have had significant cultural impacts on the world, albeit in varying degrees and contexts. Here are some of the cultural impacts associated with these symbols. Counterculture and alternative movements. These satanic symbols have become emblematic of counterculture and alternative movements that challenge mainstream religious and societal norms. They have been adopted by individuals and groups seeking to express their nonconformity, rebelliousness, and rejection of traditional authority structures. Unfortunately, that's where we get the pseudos. You know, the pseudo-temple. Artistic and aesthetic influence. Satanic symbols have influenced various forms of art, including visual arts, music, literature, and fashion. They have been incorporated into album covers, artwork, fashion designs, and theatrical performances, often as expressions of artistic rebellion, shock value, or provocation imagery, provocative imagery. So, again, pseudos are come to mind. Religious and philosophical discourse. The presence of these symbols has sparked debates and discussions regarding religious freedom, freedom of expression, and the boundaries of belief. They have prompted deeper examinations of religious diversity, alternative spiritual paths, and the role of symbolism in religious and philosophical contexts. And media portrayals and pop culture impact. Oh, man. Media. Why do they do this? Satanic symbols have been sensationalized and misrepresented in mainstream media, particularly in relation to occultism, horror movies, and conspiracy theories. Yes, conspiracy theories. These portrayals have influenced popular culture and contributed to the mystique and intrigue surrounding these symbols. Now, something that some people may not think that these symbols can do, but it can spark interfaith dialogue and understanding. The satanic symbols have played a role in interfaith dialogue and understanding, serving as a catalyst for discussions on religious pluralism, tolerance, and the importance of respecting diverse beliefs and practices. Well, I don't really respect your beliefs, but you can have them. Although the cultural impact of these symbols is multifaceted and can differ based on geographic location, cultural context, and individual perspectives, interpretations and responses to these symbols can range from fascination and curiosity to fear and controversy. So in conclusion, we have delved into the world of satanic symbols, exploring their origins, interpretations, and ways in which Satanists utilize them. We have examined the upside-down cross, the Sigil of Baphomet, the Sigil of Lucifer, and the Leviathan cross, uncovering diverse meanings in the cultural association attached to each. From the historical roots to their modern significance, these symbols have played a pivotal role in Satanism, serving as powerful representations of rebellion, personal empowerment, and pursuit of individual freedoms. Additionally, We have explored the cultural impact of these symbols in the world, influencing art, sparking debates, and contributing to a rich tapestry of religious and philosophical discourse. As we conclude, we recognize the complexity and diversity of these symbols, acknowledge that their interpretation and reception vary amongst individuals and communities. Through this exploration, we gained a deeper understanding of the profound influence that these satanic symbols have had on shaping cultural narratives, challenging societal norms, and igniting discussions about the boundaries of belief and religious expression. So thank you for being a part of this insightful presentation on the 4 satanic symbols. Now, here's your opportunity to join the host on screen and continue the discussion in real time. We welcome you to share your thoughts, ask questions, or provide your input directly on the topic of these symbols. If you're interested in joining the host, simply follow the link I'll be putting into the chat here in a moment, and we'll bring you up on the screen for an interactive conversation. If you prefer to participate through the chat, feel free to ask your questions or share your perspectives there as well. Your contributions are valuable. We encourage everyone to take part in this engaging exploration. Let's further explore the depths of these symbols together and discover new insights. So are you ready for this? Let me pull up the link, and I'll pop it into the chat. This always takes me a second. Don't know why, but it does. Where is the link? Invite. There we go. Copy. All right, it would help if I put it on the right line. There we go. All right, I see one little problem with this new setup that they've done. I can't pin that because the heart's over the top of it. That's nice. I'll pin it here in a second. So does anybody have any questions? One of those lurkers is me on my big screen so I can monitor the chat. Monitor the video. There we go. We got that set. And we're going to go to different scene. There we are. We're in a different scene. I'm willing to answer any and all questions when it comes to this. And I just dropped my vape. Give me a second. Wow, you got a nice zoom of my head there as I ducked down to get that. So the 4 satanic symbols that I explored here are just the 4 ones that most people know about. And that's the reason why I decided to use them. It's always fun. Trying to get people to come over here from the other platform is like pulling teeth. I posted a video to all the people who follow me. I can't smash the thumb from the screen I'm on. I'm not on the normal screen. I'm on the studio screen. But does anybody have any questions about satanic symbolism? Anybody? I know. You're all looking forward to me having guests. Well, encourage people to join me as a guest. Give me ideas of who I could invite. That'd be good. I'd love to see a few more people. But, you know, going back to the topic at hand, the use of symbols within Satanism is quite interesting. I use them to focus on meditation, especially the Sigil of Baphomet, where it represents duality in the world. I really love that. So which one is my favorite? I think I already said that in what I just said. It's the Sigil of Baphomet. I wonder if I can bring that on the screen here. Nope, I can't on the screen. We'll just get back over here. Here, we're going to get me back over here. So the Sigil of Baphomet seems to be the one that I like the most. I also like Baphomet as a whole, as a creature. So yeah. Let me check the guest screen. Nope, I have nobody waiting in the wings. We could get there eventually, but it'll happen. It'll happen. We will get guests. Somebody stop me from being an idiot on here. We really need to stop Henry. Henry. There, you now know my name. You really need to stop Grumps from doing this. I am tired. I worked 12 hours. Not 12 hours, 12 days straight. See, it all meshes together. I don't care if people know my name. It's easy to find. Just do a reverse search of this face and you'll find me. Anyway. I'm probably going to start getting a little bit of attention tomorrow night when I explore a video produced by the infamous wearer of Hawaiian shirts in the Christian community. It's going to be the Battle of the Hawaiian Shirts. Could be fun. Going to watch a video that I saw pop up on my list, and it's why Satanism should go away. That'll be fun. That'll be tomorrow night at midnight Central, my normal time slot for doing late night in the grotto. Good one, Aunt Jer. Good one. Very good one. It might be a search of my ass. So, we've been streaming now for almost an hour. I think we'll wait till the top of the hour and we'll shut the thing down at the top of the hour. Thank you, Aunt Jer, for being my biggest fan, it seems. I think I might be trying to compete with a couple of other prominent casts out there right now, so that explains why I'm not in the picture. But that's typical. right, so I don't have to keep on scrolling when I come back to this screen. Get rid of some of the notes. What is that one? Don't think that one came across on it, Jer. It must have been an emoji not recognized. All right, let's get rid of Bath here. You know, I'm easily distracted. This is probably the wrong thing to play across here. Well, it's always fun to see when it comes across. There it goes. On one screen. Where's the other screen? There it is. So we got about a 20-second delay. Yes, you can join the conversation if you go into the Discord. We will be probably not hanging out there tonight because I've got a few things I need to get done, but tomorrow night, see how long it takes me to get through Kent Hoven's video.
What? What the fuck?
Silence is a death knell to any podcast, right? So, upcoming topics, I'd love to get some. Yeah, did I say that word? Bovine. Yes. I'll put it on the screen. Why not? All I know is that probably going to be using this one quite a bit tomorrow. And of course, there's always the option of us having this one pop up for no damned reason. Surprised you're not hearing the fireworks that are going off in the background. There goes another one. So we're going to select all. Just make the BS one the background. I could. I really could. There we go. Really could make it just the background. That would probably make more sense. So we're going to have a little brief intermission. We're going to go a little bit past the top of the hour. So we're going to go into a brief intermission while I get something to drink, and I'm just going to come up with some stuff to talk about, okay? Hey, I got that to work this time. That's kind of cool. So, for those of you who missed it, you'll have to go back and listen to the show from the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm not going to repeat myself tonight. A little bit tiring to try and do that. Especially since I can't get my tongue to work properly. So, if you'd like to explore this further, I encourage you to do a lot of reading. There's a nice encyclopedia on symbology out there. I can't remember who wrote it, but there's a nice encyclopedia. I've got it around here. It's just not where I could find it before the show began. That would have been a fun thing to use. But I think in 2 weeks, the topic of the show will be ritual. No, we're not going to go over exactly what all ritual is, but we will give some information. And I'm going to try and tap a couple of people for that one. If anybody knows how to get a hold of Baphomet, send them my information so I can talk to them. Would love to get both of the hosts of the Burning Eden podcasts on here. It'd be fun. But who knows how things are going to work out. But anyway, I don't think we're going to go past the hour, so we're going to go ahead and say it's time to wrap this wild and fascinating discussion on Aunt Jer. Do I need to go over the satanic rules of the earth one of these days again? Rule 9. Rule 9. Love you. All right, folks, it's time to wrap this wild and fascinating discussion of the 4 satanic symbols up. We've covered a lot of ground, from the upside down cross to the Sigil of Baphomet, the Sigil of Lucifer, and Leviathan cross. Before we close the curtain, let's take a moment to appreciate the wonderfully bizarre and thought-provoking world of symbolism. From the rebellious goats to inverted crosses, these symbols have certainly left their mark on the cultural landscape. Infiltrating art, music, and even fashion, they've sparked debates, fueled curiosity, and maybe even given a few folks a delightful shiver down their spines. So as we bring this roller coaster ride to an end, let's raise our virtual glasses and toast to the power of symbolism, the diversity of beliefs, the joy of engaging in spirited discussions. We thank you all for being a part of this conversation, and we can't wait for you to join us again for another thrilling journey through the realms of knowledge and curiosity. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep exploring the fascinating tapestry of our world. And remember, embrace who you are, and live your best life, and conquer your perceived world. Until next time, Ave Satanas. If I can get things to work. I'm getting about as bad as Oz when it tries to do things. Be seeing you.